And I promise you this, once it starts clicking, you'll stop beating yourself up for things that you should have never blamed on yourself, or certainly blamed on discipline in the first place, right? We need to talk about this silent load principle because here is what happens. Once we were in college athletics, the only load that we maybe ever paid attention to was our training load, practice volume, lifting volume, conditioning sessions, jump counts, sprint reps, all of those things, right? I'm about ready to spend the next 4 hours load monitoring our athletes. Trust me, I know external load. And we measure workload the same way that athletes measure workload, right? By what happens in the weight room or what happens in the court or what happens in the field or what happens anywhere else in the competitive field. But when you're transitioning into real life, when you step into adulthood for the first time, when your jobs and your commute and your responsibilities, everything exists there, there's a whole new category of load that nobody maybe has prepared you for. And yet it hits harder than maybe any German volume training or squat session that you've ever done. It's the silent load. And it's the stress that you carry that doesn't produce soreness, doesn't show up on a GPS report, it doesn't get logged into a wellness questionnaire, but it drains you the same. It's the deadlines. It's the commute. It's the financial stress. It's the pressure to perform at work, the relationships you're trying to maintain, the loneliness that you don't ever talk about, the career uncertainty that you might have, the constant notifications on your phones, right? The late night emails. It's the decision fatigue. It's the what am I doing with my life at 27 years old, right? I'm not 27, I'm 40, but you get the idea. This is load. This is stress. This is real life stuff. And it has an impact on your performance just as much as physical training ever did. But here's the kicker: athletes rarely adjust their expectations when life starts adding load from every direction. You think that you can still train the way you did back in college because you still identify as an athlete. You expect the same volume, the same intensity, the same consistency, the same recovery. But the lifestyle that used to support that level of training, it's gone. And in college, you had fueling windows built into your day. You had athletic trainers monitoring your recovery. You had coaches managing volumes. You had teammates who were pushing you. You had built in downtime between classes. You had access to dietitians. You had sleep blocks that were somewhat predictable. So your load was high, but everything around you was designed to support that load. Now, now you're working 9 hours, you're sitting in meetings, you're grabbing food when you can, you're sleeping less, you're managing bills, right? You're dealing with stress your coaches never even knew existed.